we go. Okay. So just to clarify, if you are doing a full large card, the actual dimensions of this size, this size of card, sorry, we'll move that over. There we go, is 5 by 6.5 inches. So in order to do a front panel on it and have it have a nice border, this one's obviously a little smaller, you want to cut it to 4 3/4 inches to 6 1/4. To do a standard A2 size card, which is this one, the smaller ones, that is 4 1/4 inches by 5.5. So to cut your panel down to have a nice border, you want it 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay. So and I'm working with the standard A2 size today. That's what I'm going to be doing. So again, just to reiterate, just if you have a question when I'm going along, please unmute yourself, ask your question, not a problem. I have no problem stopping for questions. I will do the technique again. I will do a full run through of it, and then we'll do, I'll go step by step with you as we go through. It's very, very simple. Everybody should be able to do this, no problem. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a card front, so a piece of cardstock, and a selection of washi tape that coordinates together of what you would like to use. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this one, and let's use this one here. Okay. Now, all you're going to do is, I need to find the edge of the washi tape here. And depending on how you want to, for your first go, I suggest doing diagonal stripes, because when you do diagonals, you don't have to have it perfectly matching up. If you try and do perfectly perpendicular or horizontal stripes, you're going to want to have them because your eye can see when you want to have those as straight as possible, because your eye can actually tell when those are not straight. Versus if you're doing diagonal, it already tricks your eye, so you don't have to have as clear or as precise of a measurement. Especially if you're a perfectionist. I am not a perfectionist, so it really doesn't bother me that much. But there are, I know some of us that are attending today that are somewhat perfectionist, and that might bother them. So all I'm going to do is just start by putting down and making, how's the end of it? There we go. Stripes, just creating whatever pattern I would like, using alternating colors, alternating widths, alternating lengths, for whatever it is that you've got. Yeah. I can see that. That's a little too much there. Just as I talk about not being a perfectionist. And you can go the length or width of the whole card. You can just do a portion of it. You know what? I think this might be too old to use. Yeah, I have to do a different one. Okay, let's try a different one then. There we go. This one. This technique, the way that this is happening, you would do exactly the same thing if you were doing paper strips. So if you have leftover cardstock, not anything different. The only thing is of course you don't have the stick on the back of it. So you would either have to do double-sided adhesive. My tweezers, pulling this out. Double-sided adhesive on the one side or on the back of your cardstock, and then stick your cardstock down, or use glue or adhesive on the back of every single piece of cardstock of your strips. And I'm just going to go folding these back. Where I can. For the ones that won't necessarily fit, I can also do some trimming. Okay. So this is going to be my panel. Now I'm going to bring over my die cutting machine, and you want to be able to use whatever your sandwich is that works for your particular die cutting machine. Okay, so for the Big Kick, that's the platform that has the multi-tabs on it. One sheet, oh, sorry, one cutting plate. I'm going to put my card front in my embossing folder, and then a top cutting plate. And I'm going to run it through. Out of the way. And I'll bring that up so you can see the texture. You can see the texture, whoop, coming back this way, in the silver, in the white. It's texturized the black and white ones as well. So to do on the front of my card now, down. You pop it up or not. It's really up to you. Okay. And then we've got a die cut here. Just put that on there with a little bit. Pop that up. Yeah. Shoot. And I'm going to pop it up just a little higher because I still want some of the white here to be seen, because I didn't leave a ton of white. Then just come in with a couple of Nouveau drops, and we'll go 1, And maybe one more down here on the white. Okay, just a bit of a tap. Boom, boom, boom. Would that take 5 minutes? Any questions?
I have one.
Yes, go ahead, Linda.
Why did you leave the top and bottom corner without washi tape?
Just personal choice. When I was doing, so for example, this one here, because it shows the pattern of the, I'll get it a little closer here so you can see the pattern of the embossing folder through it. I have a nice white strip here, sorry, black strip here. That's actually the cardstock. So it just adds different textures. So of these two that I did yesterday, so I've got this one I actually did, this is washi tape, cardstock, washi tape, cardstock. And so it just adds different patterns to it. Same thing as this one I did 3/4 of the card in the gold and the white, or the gold and clear, whatever you want to call it, and then just left this part. It's all design choice. You can cover the whole thing too if you want. When I did this one, I just did the panels down the center of it instead.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all just personal choice based on what you like when you're putting the washi tape down.
Yeah, I just didn't know if there was a reason for it.
No, you can cover the entire thing, or you can cover it in 2 strips. Okay, everybody ready to do it now with me?
Yep.
Okay, so again, we're starting with our piece of cardstock. Okay, and you can do it portrait, or you can do landscape, whichever one you prefer, doesn't matter. And grab your washi tape and start sticking it down in the pattern that you like, or forming whatever kind of pattern or design is pleasing to you and your eye. Okay, once you've got the pattern that you like, I'll pause here and give everybody a chance to make sure that they're caught up. If you've caught up, just kind of do a thumbs up, and if you're ready to move on, and let me know. I'll give it a couple of minutes here. I don't want to rush anybody. Oh, Kathy's here. Hello, Kathy.
Hello.
Already getting close to being ready. A bit here. So when you're doing this as well, you can of course do this with a 3D embossing folder, 2D embossing folder. That doesn't matter. You just might have to change up. Obviously, when you're running it through your die cutting machine, you'll just have to change up what your sandwiches are. Sorry, that's brain fart right in the middle of there. Eileen, it's coming along. You're doing okay? You're good? Okay. Ethel, you're coming along. You're doing okay? Okay, good. Isabel, are you doing this with us? Yeah? No, you're doing something else? Okay, all right. Judy, you're doing okay? Just thumbs up, yay, yay, nay. Oh, you don't have washi tape, right? Okay, right. Okay, I'm assuming you're doing all right. I'm sure you know how to do this. So, Shannon, I think you're working with card scraps, right?
No, I have washing tape, but I don't have an embossing machine, so I'm kind of just
Okay.
watching a little bit here.
Okay. So you're doing okay though. Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's go back. I missed Linda. Linda, you doing okay? Okay, good. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Bev and Gail, you guys are doing okay? Good. Gail's good. Bev, you're not doing it, or Bev, you're stuck? Okay, you're not doing it. Okay, it's all good. All right. So now I'm just going to run it through my die cutting machine. This one's a little tighter. Back out of the way. I'm going to open. Oh, now we get really nice, pretty detail that's been pushed through. And the nice thing too is if you have washi tape that's a little old or isn't super sticky, then because it helps and pushes it right into the crevices and everything, it helps it stick to the cardstock a little bit better, which is nice. Do I have one that I side folded? Probably not. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this one. I have to get a different card blank, but this is going to stick this nice little hello along the bottom here. So whichever prepped, what do you call it, die cut that you brought, if you did bring one or have one available to use, then you just want to stick it on your card on the front based on, you could do different directions. Yeah, however you like to see that on there. Sticking it down. Use some adhesive here. I'm just gonna put that down like so. Card blocks on there. Stamp blocks. Press that down. How's everybody making out? That's essentially the class. The only other thing that I'm gonna point out is that you can do the exact same thing with card strips. So this is one I put together last night. So all it was strips that were left from some of the cards that I had done before. These ones are even previously embossed, some of them, but I'm going to run it through anyways, and it will have the texture of these things and add a little bit of extra texture. So it's essentially the same look. You're just using your card strips, extra cardstock or your leftovers, and you're just gonna exact same technique. You just put them through with your die cutting platform. I'm just gonna do it twice just to add a little bit of extra texture. And so now you can see on here, yeah, there we go. So even though I had, this is where we did the embossing powder over on metallic cardstock and then ran it through an embossing folder. And now it has that texture plus the extra texture of what I ran through the die cut or the embossing folder that I just used. So it has two different levels of texture plus the embossing paste on it, or embossing powder. So don't throw away any of your strips just because you think that they're done. And then this is going to go onto, I actually do want to use a front panel. So I've done just a half here. And I'm going to pop that up. Then do not that one. Oh, this will be nice. Miss you. Miss you. I'm just gonna stick this miss you. And this one I want to do in the center. Down. Actually, I'll make it here. Or actually, yeah, I'm going to do the hello, like the white background instead. Decisions, decisions. Yeah, right there. Then I can go in and add some sequins or Nuvo drops or some rhinestones if I want. And same thing on this one as well. So this is now stuck down. I just have to get the right card front because I want it to open this way. But I'll stick this down on a card front. And I think I'm going to add a few jewels along the top, or perhaps some Nuvo drops, but that can also be embellished however you like to have it done. This one I left fairly simple because I think I'm going to use this as a men's card. So it's a nice, just simple thank you. little bit of bling without being too offensive to a man. This will likely be like a birthday card. Just write a happy birthday sentiment on the inside. I did add a few little jewels that kind of just blend in and just give it a little bit more texture. This is, I think, going to be a birthday card for one of my friends who's seriously got an addiction to coffee. So I just added all the little black gems on there as well. And then this one might be, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a guy or girl, but again, just added a few little gems. This one I did Nouveau drops. This was today's. Does anybody have any questions? That's basically the end of the class. Nice, easy peasy, short and squeezy, kind of like myself. Anyway, any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. You are welcome